Hey everyone, it's Argonath here from The Right Way. Came across this article on the Guardian UK website, which is very interesting. Um, so Papua New Guinea, PNG, admits that Maserati purchase was a terrible mistake as they go on sale at discounted price. Fleet of luxury cars purchased for the 2018 APEC summit in a move that prompted widespread outrage has been put up for sale. So this is a classic case of people in government who get their money from the people. They're not having to put their own money towards things, can just spend it however they want, and they don't think there's any repercussions on them. Right, so let's have a read of this. This just took my breath away a little bit. A fleet of Maserati cars, so you can see the really nice looking Maserati cars here, bought by the Papua New Guinean government for the 2018 APEC Leader Summit in a move that prompted widespread outrage, has been put up for discounted sale. Finance Minister John Pundari admitted the purchase of the luxury vehicles was a terrible mistake. Did you not know this beforehand? You must have known, surely. But it's not your money that you're spending, right? So they don't really care, all these politicians and so on. According to the Post Courier, as he announced, the vehicles will be put on the market for a discount price of 158,000 Australian dollars. The government, led by the former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, bought the cars for $197,000 each, spending a total of 7.9 million Australian dollars in total, just to ferry people around in frickin' cars. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? It's because they don't care, right? They don't care what the people think. They get their money from the people. People have to pay taxes. There's no way that they cannot pay taxes, so they don't give a shit. If we had any foresight, which you don't, the Maseratis would not have been purchased in the first place. We made a terrible mistake. If you have got no deals of Maseratis in Papua New Guinea, there was no reason to buy Maseratis. So they didn't have even any Maseratis in the country. Oh my God. The luxury vehicles bought through a dealer in Sri Lanka and flown in by Jumbo Jet Charter. So that a Jumbo Jet Charter, how many vehicles was it? Didn't say. I thought they'd said. No, it didn't say. Well, it's quite a few of them anyway. So they had to fly them all in. Oh, geez. The vehicles were bought to chauffeur world leaders who attended the summit. However, due to the controversy surrounding them, some leaders like New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern refused to be driven in them. I'm from New Zealand, and I'm sure she didn't want to be driven in them because she knows it's going to be a bad look for anyone. So she's kind of smart, that person. She doesn't have much intelligence when it comes to running the country, but she's very smart in terms of her public profile, and she guards it very jealously. To quell the public outrage, then APEC Minister Justin Tatchenko promised the country that the vehicles would sell like hotcakes. How many huge millionaires are there in Papua New Guinea that will buy a bunch of Maseratis? 3 years later, only 2 have been sold. So, yep, they were selling like hotcakes for sure. Only 2 were sold. The purchase demonstrates a severe lack of foresight and disappointing apparent readiness to squander public funds in a developing country where basic public goods, from access roads to health services, are widely unavailable or severely substandard, said Paul Barker, Executive Director for the Papua New Guinea Institute of National Affairs. Wholeheartedly agree with that, right? Pretty much all politicians get that way, right? They don't care about the normal person. They just look at how they can line their pockets. Barker has been a vocal critic of the purchase and expressed scepticism about the government's assertion to be able to find a market for the cars after APEC ended, saying the vehicles were unsuitable for local road conditions. There were no in-country agencies to service. Of course they weren't going to sell. I mean, Papua New Guinea is a developing country. They don't have huge amounts of paved roads. There's probably a lot of roads which are unpaved. They don't have the facilities to keep these cars serviced and at their top functioning capacity. In 2019, James Marap, then Finance Minister and now Prime Minister, led local press to a Port Moresby warehouse in which the vehicles were stored to show that none of the cars were missing or stolen and were still in mint condition. Well, that's no good. It's still wasted all of that money, haven't you? Oh, he must have signed off on it being the then Finance Minister. So, it's just another thing about how it doesn't matter what bent you are, whether you're right side, whether you're left side, whether you're centrist, government will waste money because it's not their own money that they're spending, right? If it was their own money, they would actually think twice before they do things. The same thing happening in New Zealand. There's lots of things that the current government is doing which is just a waste of money, and they're not going to get much return from it. But because it's not their own money, they don't really give a shit. Anyway, I just thought this was an interesting article. It's a little bit funny as well, but sad in terms of what it costs the people of Papua New Guinea. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, feel free to give it a thumbs down. If you got any comments to make them in the comment section. I'm always interested to hear some feedback. And if you like my content, please give me a subscription. It just helps my videos to get out there using the YouTube algorithm. And hopefully I will catch you in the next one.